I'm Joanna Slan, and I'm here today with Chrissy Chicory, and we're going to be talking about books and being authors and just girl things, I guess. So, Chrissy, say hello. How'd you
Hello,
become an author?
everyone. How did I become an author?
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny question. Back in 2020, when the world went crazy, my husband and I had been planning, we lived in Illinois, and I was working at Bradley University in the library.
You are
And
kidding, Chrissy.
yeah, yeah.
I can't believe this because um my husband bought one of the Byerly Musics from up there in Peoria.
It's a great city. It's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
No, it's amazing how many people either know Peoria or know Bradley. Well, and
Yeah.
Keller. Yeah. So we were going to move down here because his father's down here. It had always been the plan when the kids were done with college. And so time was coming down, but my whole family and I'd always lived in that area. So I had never had to go meet new friends because I grew up with my friends or they were my work friends. And so I did well, if I could do anything, what would I do question? And thought, as I looked around the library, like, well, why don't I write? I mean, it was like the quiet thing that I've always wanted but wouldn't say aloud. And I think a
Hmm.
lot of us have that. And I have an art background because so my bachelor's is in fine art, so I
Wow.
paint, and so coming at the writing from that has been really fun. So then nervously making all my lists in Peoria before moving down, I was like, how am I going to make friends? And so I found the Stars Writing Club, and so they're down in Melbourne. At the time, I didn't know where I was going to land in Florida. And so I started going to all their meetings on Zoom. And so I had been Zooming with these women for like over a year before like the mask could come off and we could meet each other. But literally I thought it was a combination of I want to try something I've never tried and do something new in the chapter. And I needed friends. And I thought at the time they were a part of RWA, the Romance Writers of America. And I thought you can't get more fun than romance writers, right?
No, you can't.
And so it went so well. They taught me craft, everything. I would not be published without them. I dedicated my first book to them. The best advice I got was write your first three in your series and don't release until you have all three done. And so I wrote those books and rewrote those books and rewrote those books until finally, and it's so funny because the first draft I got done, I had printed the whole thing out and I carried it around. I was like, oh, look. And I have it now to remind me what I thought was good. So, but by the time I got to that third and I'd learned how you go in and you like feather things in, I had craft down and I thought, okay, I've arrived. And then I realized there's this whole business side thing that you've got to deal with. Like, and even
Oops.
formatting and publishing and my stars group they did everything they taught me everything so I have found the writing community as a whole they are so wonderful because no one keeps secrets. It's all, what do you want to know? I will help you. And so that is how I got into writing.
That's a pretty cool story. I mean, it's kind of weird because when 2020 happened and COVID, there were writers who were paralyzed and couldn't write.
Mhm.
There were
Mhm.
writers who came out of not being able to call themselves writers.
Sure.
And there were people like me. I think I wrote 5 books that year. You know, it
Nice.
it was it just impacted everybody so differently. But
Mhm.
that's a very cool story. And you're right. I think the community is very giving as a
Mhm.
group. Why shouldn't we be?
Right, right.
So where do your ideas come from? Those
Uh,
ideas that gave you the three all at once, kiddo.
so the first series was a romantasy and it was set in St. Augustine. So it was very much my love for St. Augustine, which when if you ever have visited, it
Yes, I
feels
have.
magical. And it feels like if you peek over, you're going to see something, a fairy.
Yes.
You might see a mermaid off behind the Bridge of Lions. And so it was love of that. And I've stayed an intuitive writer. So that means I have no idea what I'm going to write when I sit down. But then it went from the place to characters started coming to me. And my husband says to be very guarded and not tell people this because they'll think I'm crazy. But while I was writing the first series, I kept waking up with a character named Nan Nettles would wake me up at night. And so I finally told her, I will give you a cameo if you leave me alone and let me write these books, and then I will write yours. And then that was my first cozy series. And I finally wrote it. I had her like playing around in my mind for a while. And then on my walk, there is a beautiful Victorian bed and breakfast. And every time I walk by, I look at it and it's just so gorgeous. And like, you think, well, what's going on in there? And, and so my character came with that. And then we had one of the terrible hurricanes that knocked us all out. And we were actually stuck for a week inside our condo because we were flooded. And so that's when I started writing that one, just tore into it and got that one going. So it's very much love of place. And then recently it's been characters that come and then just working through that.
Yeah, I don't think you're nuts. I think your husband just doesn't understand. Because I think that when you're really into a book, I will wake up like at 4 in the morning with an idea
Mhm.
for a scene, or it will dawn on me that something needs to happen in a
Yeah.
certain way.
Mhm.
And that's not part of my waking mind. It's that unconscious part of me ruminating over it.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
I also think you're very wise. St. Augustine is phenomenal. And I think our settings really matter a lot.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, okay, my next question is, how do you make time to write?
I am fortunate and I can write all day. I'm a morning writer. I find writing takes a lot of energy, especially when you're showing up and you don't know what your next chapter is going to be. And so it's coffee, take care of the dogs, and then sit down and hit it. And I'll usually go till about noon, get up, jump on the trampoline, like move a little bit so we
Right.
don't get all stuck, do lunch, and then come right back to it and do second session. So so yeah, I do it full time. I've given myself tendonitis. But when you're in the flow of it, it's like you've got the tiger by the tail, and if you
Yes.
let go, it takes forever to get back. Where if you just keep going every day, every day, every day, your story comes out pretty complete.
You're so right. And the other thing is that if you go from day to day to day, there are things you think about, oh, I said that in the first chapter, and so I need to either reference that or figure out
Mhm.
how that works or whatever, that if you drop that flow, you may not get back to it.
Yeah, yeah, it's gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to get it back if you don't just stay in it.
I think too, one of the things you said that really strikes me is how much energy it takes because people do not realize they look at it and you're just sitting there.
Right.
But it takes a lot of energy. The last book I wrote, All In, my husband helped me with it because he was working on the poker scenes and he was astonished at how tired he was from it.
Right, right. I think it's accessing a certain part of your brain. And like literally, I can make dinner at the end of a big session, but that's about all I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So, what's next for you? Tell us about what you're releasing just now and then what's coming up.
Okay, so the next one that is releasing is Daffodils and Devon Scones, which is in my Nettles Paracozy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got a fun story. After I wrote three, three is my number,
Okay.
I finally had enough guts to go to the B&B and give them the copies and say, hey, your house
Oh,
inspired me. I walk
oh,
past you every day. And the owners are beyond lovely. She stopped everything, gave me a tour. And what was amazing is the house is laid out pretty much like I did in my book. Um, but she showed me she has a heart-shaped pool out in the front, which I hadn't seen because it's behind the shrubbery. And she told me the story of the heart-shaped pool, and it was kind of sad because it was the husband had cheated on the wife, and he was like, how can I keep you from leaving me?" And she was like, "I want the heart-shaped pool," which apparently was a big thing in the 40s or 50s in Hollywood. And so there's this beautiful heart-shaped pool in front of there, and she's like, "But the owner was like, I wish there was a different story to that." Well, challenge taken. So, in Daffodils and Devon Scones, the husband, Mossy, it's Nan Nettles' 70th birthday. And so she deals with the regular object that is cursed and figuring and all that. But meanwhile, Mossy for her birthday is creating the heart-shaped pool. So I can't wait to drop that one off. I've actually dedicated to the owner of the B&B. So that's the next one coming out. So that's in April. It'll come out. And then I'm at the end of my second one, A Hollow Rising, and it's about to go to the editor. And that one is my Appalachian dragon shifter, fated mates type thing, which actually came to me, the whole series came to me when I woke up at 6 in the morning at Orlando Reads. So it was one of those where when you're around readers and you're around other authors, and then just like the creativity comes. And so that one I'm working on, and that should be coming out. It's either June or July. So that's what I'm working on.
I I could never tell that you enjoy what you're doing.
It's like playing. It is playing. It is playing. I mean, it's make believe, and then you have other people that will play with you when they read it. So I love being a writer. I know you do too, and it's
I
just I
do.
think we are the most fortunate
Yes, we
to be
are.
able to do this. It's very fun.
So I would tell you goodbye now, but I want you to explain to people about the Velvet Teacup Society.
Oh, thank you. Yes. On Facebook, you can look up Velvet Teacup Society. It's a Facebook group that you can do, but the fun thing about it is on the third Wednesday of the month, we do a live Zoom, everyone in their pajamas and your favorite tea, because I always have tea nearby. And it is a no homework, no stakes. It is just show up 30 minutes to 45 minutes. We talk about what are you cooking? What are you reading? What's going on in life? And Joanna and Neil are coming. They're going to be the guest March 18th, 2026, in case you're in the future. And so we'll talk about their book, Death at the Dog Park, which I'm halfway through, and I'll have it done by Wednesday. But it's just a fun time to hang out. And just to get to meet other people and talk about like things. So you can find me there, or chrissychicory.com is my website where you can find all things me. And so thank you so much, Joanna.
And we'll include the different links for you
Mhm.
in the whatever the hoo-ha that goes with the video.
Down in the description, right?
That's it. Spoken like a person who knows what she's doing. Thanks, Chrissy. And we'll see you tomorrow at Joanna's Readers. That's
Awesome.
March 9th, 2026, for anyone who's watching this in advance.
Awesome. Thank you,
Okay,
Joanna.
take care. Bye.